Hello, and thanks so much for watching this Cloud9 ERP Solutions video and subscribing to our channel. In this video, we're going to talk about related inventory items. These are items that you might, while selling, you may upsell or substitute, or you may just have related items, cross-sell items, that you want to add to an order for a customer. So if we take a look at this Acer laptop computer, see us using that item quite a bit. There's a tab here called Related Items. And under Related Items, you'll notice we have this column Relation. So there's different ways to relate these items. There's cross-sell. So cross-sell is the ability to add additional items to an order. So in the case of an Acer laptop computer, maybe it's a cable or a laptop bag. Upsell gives you the ability to upgrade the customer to maybe something more expensive, citing the differences and the benefits to that item, but having it relatively available while you're in a sales order. That's an upsell. And then substitute is beneficial. You can use substitute items where when you are out of stock for a certain item, the salesperson can give the customer choices as to different substitutes. So if we take a look here, we have a cross-sell item to this Intel CPU. Maybe it's an additional CPU for the laptop that can run in parallel. And then we have a substitute. So if we don't have this one, maybe we could substitute you with a Lenovo laptop computer. And then lastly, we have a more expensive, a premium model, which is, never mind the laptop, let's go with a desktop. You'll get more horsepower out of it. Notice over here, we have a tag. So the tags give you the ability to categorize why these replacements might be taking place. So maybe because it's popular to switch that out, or maybe because there's a promotion going on, or it's a cross-sell that's a complementary item. So you can categorize these later, and I'll show you how you can report on this. Notice the unit of measure, you have flexibility there. A customer might switch to a related item, but the quantity might be different. Also, in Acumatica, we have effective dates and expiration dates. So these related items may only be available during a certain time period. Notice the customer approval not needed. If this checkbox is cleared, the salesperson must check in with the customer to confirm that a substitute is allowed. So, and again, notice that this is only available for substitutes. And additionally, you have a required checkbox. This is visible in the sales order, which we'll show in a minute, to reflect that this cross-sell or substitute is required to be made. And this could be useful if your product manager has decided that we want to push the customer in a different direction and switch out this particular related item. So let's open up a sales order. Let's write a new one. Select our customer. And we'll pick our Acer item. And you see a few new columns here. The first one is related items. And the second one is substitute required. Related items is exactly what it means. It means that there's indications that we could upsell, cross-sell, or substitute an item related to this Acer laptop. So if we click on it, we get a new screen, and this screen is very similar to the Add Item screen, except this time we're seeing a list of only the items that are related to this Acer laptop. So at the top of the screen, you could see your unit price, you could see the quantity. The quantity is reflected from the sales order. That's what we picked earlier. And you have a checkbox to keep the original price. We're going to be changing to a different item, and there may be a different price, but this gives us the ability to keep the original price. And we also have the ability to show only available items. Does me no good, maybe, when I'm on the phone with a customer, to suggest items that are out of stock. So I have that option there. Some customers may be patient, and they could wait for an item that will come in a couple of weeks, but in this case, we want to see only the items that are in stock. So the list below gives us indications of cross-sell, substitute, and upsell items. And you notice you have filters here. So if you only want to see upsells, you can click on that filter and see it, or just substitutes and so on. So let's say we want to pick a substitute. We can check off the box here. And notice to the right, Acumatica is giving us some information. The unit price of this item is $7.59. And since we have quantity 1, the extended price difference is reflected here. This gives us the ability to quickly have the math done for us when we're on the phone with a customer. It's going to be $259.78 more if you want to substitute that item. Additionally, if the customer wants to upsell and upgrade to this Dell desktop computer, it will be $100 more. This can be very useful in expressing to the customer what it'll take to choose these new related items. So again, with an upsell, we can add and close, and Acumatica simply swaps it out. But if we go back and try that again and choose, for example, a cross-sell, Acumatica adds that additional item. Again, this is more of an accessory that we can add to the sales order. That's why the difference column here isn't reflected, because we're essentially adding this item. All we need is the unit price. A few other things here. If we go into the customer profile, under the shipping settings at the bottom, there's a checkbox for suggest related items. There may be customers that don't want to be bothered with related items. They know what they ordered and they just want that. So if you select this and we refresh, notice the column goes away so that the salesperson's not burdened with that additional information, particularly since the customer doesn't want any part of it. The other thing we have is an item related history. So if we search for it, this is a new inquiry screen. And as an inquiry screen, we can edit it and make changes to this if we want to. But what this shows us is all our related item history changes. So in situations where customers have upgraded to different items, in situations where we've substituted items, or we've done a cross-sell, Acumatica can keep track of that and allow you to run reports. Now, there's a few filters here. This is the original item that was sold. This is the related item, the destination item that the customer chose. There's also the relationship filters. So if you only want to see cross-sells or substitutes, you can do that here. You have a date range. You want to find out this history just for a certain period of time. And then earlier we talked about tags. So with these related items, when we set them up at the stock item level, we were able to choose tags. So maybe we only want to see promotional upsells or optional cross-sells. We can choose that and the system will filter accordingly. And one of the inquiry screen marquee features is side panels. So as we're looking at this particular line, we can click on a side panel and show the sales order or invoices related to this related item history. So in this case, we're looking at this particular item. We can see a breakdown of that entire sales order. Even print it out if we need to. Additionally, we can also see the related invoice. So the side panels can really help you out and give you that detailed information. So that's it. Related items, new to 2021 R2. Stay tuned for another video showing how this can impact your e-commerce site. So as you're making all these changes, your product pages on your e-commerce site will reflect accordingly. Customers can buy or upsell to those related items on your e-commerce site. So thanks again for watching this video and subscribing to our YouTube channel. If you have any questions about this or any other thing about Acumatica, feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks again and have a great day.